All right. We are live February 26th, talking some NBA action. Appreciate everyone tuning in to the stream here, guys. If you are new, hit that subscribe button. If you're enjoying what you see so far in the first 10 seconds or so, hit that like button as well. We always have tons more people watching than the like button actually gets hit, but yeah, go ahead and do that, guys. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We got the guppy emojis flying in the chat already. Let's go. Yeah, we're going to build some, I think we'll do prize picks today, but we'll probably just talk some player props for the majority of it, and we'll get to some sports betting. So very excited to do so. Very pumped to do so. We didn't stream last Monday. Monday evenings have been our stream days, but because of the long weekend, All-Star break, all that stuff, didn't do a stream last week. So it's been a 2-week delay here. Happy to do it. Happy to jump back into the NBA season because, I mean, for us sports bettors, it's like, what are we doing? Are we going to bet on some table tennis here? NBA goes down, Super Bowl's over, like... It's tough out there, but I appreciate everyone tuning in. Shout out to all of you guys again. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's jump in and just start looking at some of the lineups. We only have a 4-game NBA slate, so we don't need to force anything or anything like that. But let's go ahead and jump in. We can start peeking at some of the lineups over on RotoWire there. If you guys do want to follow along, this is the site I use to stay up to date with injuries and then also just what positions guys are playing for the day. I'll put that in the chat for you guys. It's completely free. I don't get any kickback or anything. It's just a very, very good tool. But here we got Toronto taking on Indiana. Right now that spread 6 points, total at 245. No major injuries on the Toronto side of things. Looks like Jalen Smith is still a game time decision. He was that this morning as well. If you guys are looking for my game picks, leans on the spread, leans on the total, make sure to find the breakdown video that we do each and every day. We got the Detroit and Knicks here right now. That totals at 223.5, spread at 11.5. In terms of injuries, OG and Julius Randle still out here for the Knicks. That's massive. And then Isaiah Stewart also still out for Detroit. Brooklyn and Memphis here. No major injuries on Brooklyn side of things. I mean, Ben Simmons, you can consider that a major injury if you want. He's a game time decision. And then Memphis, like I always say, Webster's dictionary when it comes to their injury report here, but their starting lineup is pictured on screen. And then the last game of the night, there's a lot going on here. So you have Jovic, Butler, and then Bryant are out due to that brawl that they had with the Pelicans. So they're suspended. Then you have Tyler Hero's been ruled out. Terry Rozier's been ruled out. Josh Richardson's still out. So this is an interesting one here. Sacramento on a back-to-back, but Miami really beaten and bruised right now. We've seen them do a lot of good when like shorthanded anyways, but nonetheless worth going through. But yeah, there are the lineups, the injuries, and like I said, guys, we'll jump over on prize picks and make a slip. We can start doing that in just a second, but let's check in with some of the chat here. I see a lot of people tuning in. Brent's here. We got Reza, Quincy, Dom, Matthew. We got Bob, Horse, Trash, Ginger, Monkey, Jacob. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Chat is absolutely flying. Let's go ahead and just get to some player props here. We'll do a cha-ching for good luck. Drop your player props in the comments here in the chat, and we'll go through it. Right here, I see Jacob saying Pascal Siakam over 9.5 assists plus rebounds. We'll start it off over on the optimizer, guys. We'll start digging into these. First, we want to make sure that line is indeed available over on Prize Picks, right? So Pascal Siakam, 9.5 rebounds plus assists. Where are we at? So it's 10 on Prize Picks. That may be more of a sportsbook play because it's been since bumped on Prize Picks. We can use the optimizer, and you can kind of see that right in front of us. So Siakam, let's see, rebounds plus assists. Where are we at? Right here. Sportsbooks have it at 9.5 for plus money. Don't mind that, but unfortunately, we're looking at 10 over on Prize Picks, so we do lose the value. I'll link this actually as well, the optimizer, guys, because we're going to be relying on this plenty tonight. So make sure you guys do check out the optimizer. You need to use the link as well as the code Guy Boston if you do want to check it out. But I just pasted that in the chat. Let's keep going here. Z, what up? Let's see what else we got. B Vic, what's going on? Monica needs some pizza money. We'll get that. Let's see. Plant Tyrese. Are we talking Halliburton? Let's see. Lane says Pascal under 22. We could stay in the Pascal Siakam lane because we already have him up. 22.5 points is what we see right now. Let's see what the optimizer thinks of that. Under 22.5, the optimizer doesn't hate it. 51% chance to hit. Looks like FanDuel here has a strong lean towards the under as well with a -136. DraftKings as well at -130. Pinnacle, sharpest book in the world, -107. And by the way, guys, if you don't know what this optimizer is, all it does is takes Prize Picks lines as well as any of these other DFS apps, compares all of the popular sports books out there, looks at the odds they're offering, so you know the value that you have heading into your Prize Picks slip that doesn't take into account odds, right? You could put two -140 plays in and you're still going to get paid 3x, right? So why would you put plus money plays in? You might as well do that over on a sports book. But let's dig in a little bit further here into Pascal Siakam. Under 22.5 points is what we're looking at here. This is an Indiana team that is on a back-to-back. Here, what do we got? Under 22.5. So he's hit it in 7 of his last 10. Last time they played, he's gone over this in all games in this matchup. Obviously now flipping teams, so this is really the one we want to focus on. He had 23 points on 47% shooting there. Don't necessarily mind it. He's getting the start at power forward per usual. Power forwards here, Toronto allowing the 11th fewest. If we look at a more up-to-date number here, power forwards, points, Toronto actually struggling a little bit more, or 11th most, and it looks like they still do that in the last 7 or so. I don't mind that play. I don't think it's strong enough to be within a Prize Picks slip here, if I'm being honest. Like, I think that could be a single play, but it doesn't get me to that like oomph degree of confidence to be able to throw it into a parlay or a Prize Picks slip. Usually when we want to throw with these parlays and whatnot, we want to like something that we feel like we can hammer, right, Lane? Let's go. Teco, what's good? Donovan, what's up? Let's see. Edward says Miles Turner over 17.5 points. So he went off last game, right? Or he had a good game last game. Had 33 points. 17.5 is here available. Let's turn to the optimizer. Miles Turner. Points. Looks like sportsbooks are slightly favoring the under. Slightly though, like look at this, 50.67. The optimizer is mathematically, with true odds getting that line or that percentage, and then the unders or the overs 49.33. So nothing too alarming in terms of like, or I guess nothing like solidifying it or making us stay away from it. But let's see what else we got in terms of looking at. So if we go to his points. By the way, guys, I feel like I'm plugging everything, but get 7 days free of this tool that we're using right now. This is literally a game changer of a tool. Go ahead and check it out. Just use that link, get 7 days free. I love Outlier, guys. So he had 33 last game. Last time they played, he had 17 here. He played 28 minutes, shot 64% from the field. 64%, he still didn't get to that number. This isn't one that would be my favorite either, unfortunately. All right, I'm gonna slip ahead. I guess that's a good point, actually. Now that I see Eric saying it, what should we build? We could put this in a up to a vote here. Should we do a 2-man, 3-man, 5-man, or 6-man in Prize Picks? I'm going to put that to a vote. Let me get the poll going. 2, 3. All right, we just put that poll out there, guys. Make sure to vote in that poll. The quicker we get like a consensus, the quicker we can move on here. So go ahead and drop that. But I'm going to skip ahead in the chat in just a second so we can kind of get more up to date here. And again, sometimes Prize Picks has been dropping some discounts on our head without us even knowing these past few Mondays. I don't know if they're going to do it today with only 4 games, but, worth keeping our eye out. So if you guys see anything like that, definitely let me know. Make sure to vote in the poll. Looks like we're bouncing back and forth between 3 and 5 right now. And it doesn't mean it's the only slip we'll build. We'll be on stream here for, a little over an hour. If we get to, building a 3-man or whatever it is, we can go and build a 5-man too, that type of thing. But what do we start with? That's a better way of putting it. And it looks like we're going to build a 3-man to start. All right, we can end the poll. All right. I am putting this here in the chat, and then we'll pin it just so people coming in know exactly what we are doing. right, guys, let's jump into it. Let's go. Waited long enough to start getting some plays on the board. Let's find some good ones. Not to say the ones that were already commented weren't good, but again, let's do some votes and community polls and everything like that. So, all right, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. If I do miss your chat or comment, anything like that, you can ask it again. Just don't spam. Don't be a weirdo out there sending it a million times. If I see someone spamming their play a million times, I'll just purposely ignore it because we don't have that tolerance around here. So if you're polite about it and if you notice that I miss it, you want to send it again a little bit later, go for it. But here we go. We got A-Paz saying Vince Williams over points and assists. Let's see. So over points plus assists. What is his? I'll pull up the screen in a sec here. Vince Williams, his points is 12.5. His points plus assists. I'm wondering if that's what we're talking about. Points plus. It's 19 over on Prize Picks here, so we lose that value. I bet it is on Sportsbooks 18.5, right? We lose a little bit of the value with him. It's 18.5 on books. I would play that. I like that as a straight bet. Prize Picks isn't going to be the place to do it. Not going to be the place to do it. Let's see. KP says quickly 2.5 threes. Is that what his line is right now? I don't hate his spot tonight. Against an Indiana team on a back-to-back. Looks like they don't mind it, 50.93. And again, like if you want to use this tool truly, you're not even going to look at specific players. You're going to come in here and look at what is at the top of the list and grind those out because look at these percentages to hit, right? Like these are money makers. In fact, last stream, we put together, what was it, like a 5-man? And it went 5 for 5. We just did it right at the end of the stream. No research, just following the tool. But what I like to do is at least come in here and see if, as long as it doesn't totally say the opposite, we can still continue to look into it. So quickly, over 2.5 here. Head over to the outlier tool. Emmanuel quickly here. All right, so we're looking at his 3-point mates. He's hit 5 and 6. I mean, he's been shooting a lot, right? 8 and 11. If we look at point guards against Indiana, they are decent against point guard threes on the season. And even as of late, I believe, looking into this morning, actually middle-ish of the pack, right? Nothing that makes me too worried about it. In the last 10 games here, let's see, we have Toronto, Indiana. Looking at Indiana here, they do above the break threes where he's going to take most of them. 34% against. That's not the best of spots overall, but I don't think that this is a terrible spot. I just don't think it's a Prize Pick spot. Like if you can get this on FanDuel for -118, I do think that there could be some some value there. I just don't think in this spot. All right, Bob says Josh Hart over 8.5 rebounds. Josh Hart, I see a bunch of people. I've seen a couple times, I think. Looks like Constantine says Josh Hart over 8.5 rebounds. So got a couple people that like it. Let's start at the optimizer. Josh Hart, 8.5 rebounds. Where are we at? So it's 9 on Prize Picks. 9 on Prize Picks, unfortunately, so we don't want that. Guys, anytime that Prize Picks has a higher line than these sports books like DraftKings or FanDuel, we're not going to want to play that on Prize Picks. It may be a good play, obviously, on FanDuel or something like that, but we don't want that on Prize Picks because we're losing that value. Like, this looks like it has some decent value. Plus 107 odds, right, for 8.5. Like, yeah, if you like that, he's been cashing it. You get plus money, but on Prize Picks, he'd have to have 10 rebounds. Like, that's a decent jump from 9 to 10. Let's see. Eric says Dorian Finney-Smith under 1.5 3-pointers made. Is that offered on Prize Picks? So here's one that they like. You can see Sportsbooks -125 over on DraftKings, -125 over on BetMGM. Not heavily juiced, but if we round up 52% chance to hit here, Dorian Finney-Smith getting the start at the power forward. If we look at the 3-pointers made here against the Grizzlies over the last 7, they're allowing the 3rd fewest. This could be one that we could put to a vote. I like the start of this already. So Dorian Finney-Smith here, under 3s, and he's definitely not shooting the volume, right? Like, this guy is a 19% shooter from 3 in his last 10 games. On the season, shooting 34%, but that was way back here. Like, that's a lot more volume, right? With no Ben Simmons, do you think that matters at all if Ben Simmons doesn't play? I'm not sure it does. Even on the season without him, you know, it's more of an as of late type of thing. All right, let's send this to a vote. Let's send this one to a vote. I don't mind taking a peek at this one, at least from a vote perspective, right? Make sure we have it on PrizePicks still, because we know that the narcs are in. The PrizePicks narcs are always in the chat, and these guys just seem to bump everything the minute we like it, right? Let's see what we got there. So let's run this poll. Again, guys, if it's not your play, I hate when people are like, oh, I'm going to vote no because I want my pick to be picked. We can put together multiple slips, all right? I want to get to as much chat as possible and as much as, you know, you guys and your feedback as possible too. That's the point of these streams. I give my picks on the daily on the channel, right? This is more of like a community builder and everything like that. So definitely consider that when voting. Like, you'll have your time and we'll put together multiple picks and everything like that. As we are waiting on the votes, guys, go check out some of the new products in the store. FadeMe.store. Use code STREAM. We could set that up right now, actually. So if you guys do want to cop some merch, use code STREAM. We'll do 20% off. I'm feeling damn generous. So I'm gonna set that up right now over on FadeMe.store. Code STREAM. Again, that is gonna take 20% off your order. Look at that, the power of being the boss. Set up, good to go. Don't have to get it approved. All right, decent amount of votes in. We'll let this run for another, 30 seconds or so, but looks like Dorian Finney-Smith is going to be our first play here over on PrizePicks. Under 1.5 3-pointers made. If nothing in the next few seconds drastically switches his votes, nearly 70% of people liking it. So pick number one here, Dorian Finney-Smith, under 1.5 3-pointers made. I see Jules said that as well. We got a couple different people mentioning that one there. So shout out to everyone that likes this pick, and obviously kind of a consensus across the board, right? All right, let's keep it going here. Let's see. Jonathan says Fox over in points. What is his points line? 27.5. That's kind of where 24, 27.5, back-to-back. Yeah, I guess I was a little crazy there. 24.5. He's been crushing it. He is on a back-to-back. Let's see what the optimizer thinks of that, because 24.5 seems very, very low. But like I said, we have to consider back-to-backs. So, again, this is one of those like 50-50 down the middle. It's not something that's going to talk me off of it unless the other, data kind of says otherwise. So let's see. Fox in a matchup here against the Heat, who are probably to some degree going to slow the game down, right? But, it looks like point guards have had a decent, like, middle of the pack here. Not great, not bad against point guards on the season. And again, that line is low for him. He's hit it in 4 straight games, no kidding. The dude's a stud. This isn't one that I necessarily mind. I'm trying to think about if we can send this to a vote. This isn't my favorite one though. This is almost a really good. This would be almost a really good in my opinion. Actually, before we send it to a vote, let's look at some of his back-to-backs as of late. This would be a really good single play, Jonathan. But we might be able to send it to a vote. So here we go. Let's look for some back-to-backs. Trying to find any back-to-backs. I'm just looking at the date. I'm doing this the old school way. So back-to-back against Chicago there. Another slow team he dropped 41 against. That's something to note. Chicago, very similar, pace-wise to the Heat. Let's see. More back-to-backs here. More back-to-backs. And he, I guess, dropped 30 in his last back-to-back. All right, let's send it to a vote. Screw it. Let's send it to a vote. Again, all the information there, guys, pretty much like we're looking at a line that, is I guess, low, kind of instinctively. But back-to-back, and this could be I know a lot of people like the Heat today. Like, if we go over here, I wonder, actually, in the morning, yeah, look at that. 80% of the money, 57% of the bets are on the Heat here. A lot of people love the Heat. If the Kings, with those guys being out for the Heat, like, this Kings team just had a good win against LA, like, they could smoke them. I'm not going to bet it, right? But, like, I don't think people are giving the Kings enough credit in this one. And the fact that the line really hasn't moved all that much should say a little bit about it, right? Like, this is a line that it's like, yeah, I mean, Miami is a good team. We get it. But the fact that this started at, what is it? Earlier today at 6.5, and it's moved to 7.5. Like, the bookmakers are liking the Kings. But, I mean, pretty damning evidence there with his 2 games here that we have on back-to-backs, right? 41 there, 30 last back-to-back. He's definitely in a little bit of a groove here. Head-to-head against the Heat, he's definitely struggled, though. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind for sure. We'll run this poll for a little bit longer because obviously we're uncovering new stuff as we go. A lot of people like the yes, though. I'm surprised it's a 60-40 poll. Pretty damn surprised because I do think that this is a tough-ish matchup. Guys, make sure you do vote on the poll. Again, it helps a lot. Like, it just helps us get to a decision easier, and we can kind of move on. It's completely anonymous. Like, all you have to do is, if you're watching full screen or whatever, just close it, vote on the poll, then jump back in. Like, no one knows what you're voting for, and it just helps a lot. And while you're doing that, while you're interacting with the YouTube interface, hit that like button. Come on. What are we doing here, huh? There's a bunch of people in the stream, 250 people in the stands right now, only 40 likes. That's bad luck for our picks tonight. Hit that like button for good luck. But, all right, this, again, we like to see over 55%, and this is hanging right around there. So I'm going to give this one, we'll put up a stopwatch. This is going to go to the clock. We're going to do 45 seconds, and we'll start it. Again, we want to be, because I want this to be like a consensus pick. So 52%, like that's like a 50-50. We kind of toss it back in. Maybe we revisit it later. But 55 or more percent, we throw it into the slip. And I feel like that's fair enough, right? Like when you consider everything, it's we're trying to build a slip that the majority of the stream agrees on. This isn't like, 51% is the true majority. It's like, yeah, we clearly had some butting heads in there. But right now we're sitting at 54% yes, 46% no. Interesting. Very interesting. 55 now. Again, 55 is the number. I'm going to end the poll in 5 seconds here. And if it's 55 or more, we're locking in De'Aaron Fox over 24. You guys can fade whatever you want as well. All right, ending poll. Let's see what the final number was. 56% was the final number. So it looks like De'Aaron Fox is going to stick around in here. I got to shut that damn timer off. Jeez. All right, these are the 2 that we have right now. I'm probably going to skip ahead. In the chat a little bit to get to some more recent comments here. But guys, again, feel free to fade anything. If you're doing the opposite, leave this one out, put something else in. Like again, we got hundreds of people in here. We're not going to please everybody, right? So I'm cool if you guys are like, hey, I don't like that Fox one, or I don't like that Finney Smith one. I might like a couple of them. Like, we're all just hanging out here. You know what I mean? Let's see. Reza says, all the money, how much of the money is on the Nets? Yeah, why don't we just jump in? I can kind of go through that really quickly. I know we're doing player props here, but I'll open these up. You guys can pause, rewind. These are all of the games, money, spread. If you guys want to check something out, just go back, pause it, rewind. And there we go. It's all up in front there. So Nets, a lot of people liking the Nets tonight, which is weird because I do think the Grizzlies have a good chance of winning, but Grizzlies seem like a public pick, which is true. Grizzlies money line, right? 74% of the bets on the money line, 43% of the money. Not exactly the best. All right, let's get to some more comments. Again, guys, I'm skipping ahead. If you guys have some plays that I missed, go ahead and comment them again. Let's see what we got here. We got Teco saying TJ McConnell over 7.5 points. Or 10 points? You mean 10 points plus something? I'm assuming. But let's see what the optimizer says that. So TJ McConnell, he's the type of guy that could definitely give you, look at that. PrizePicks has it bumped to 8. So 10.5. I'm guessing you mean points plus rebounds, and that's also bumped, unfortunately. Again, these might be good picks. Like, look at this, 8.5 points actually on sportsbooks. Heavily juiced, so it's actually moving that direction. If you can get 7.5, it may be a good time to pull the trigger on that, Teco, because we're seeing 8 and 8.5 and 8s on our end. Let's see. Travis saying Scotty Barnes rebounds plus assists. Scotty Barnes rebounds plus assists. Where are we at? Rebounds plus assists. It's at 15. Did you get it at 14? That's probably what we have. It's at 15 over on PrizePicks now, so we lose the value. All right, True says Jaden Ivey over in points. Jaden Ivey over in points, 15.5 is what we have, and it looks like sportsbooks are juicing the under. So unless you're looking at something that's like 14.5 or maybe you get 15 somewhere, this probably isn't a prize pick slip. Again, guys, what this tool does, it's the optimizer. What it does is it's literally comparing sportsbooks lines to prize picks lines, and we don't want to be throwing these heavy, plus money plays. For example, if we find the over, why would we put and again, like I like the pick, but just for this, why would we put like a plus 106 odds play into prize picks if they're not going to consider that a plus money play? Every play on prize picks is the same. So we want to be careful of that, but I don't mind looking at that. I think that, looking at this is kind of damning. But guys, go check out the optimizer. Use code GUYBOSS and get 25% off. I linked that in the chat again. All right, let's see. We got Dennis in the chat. Shout out to Dennis, a true OG here. Sabonis under 43.5 PRA. Did I see this at 44 and 44 or like and a half earlier? It's at 42.5, so we instantly lose the value there over on Prize Picks. But I like that. I think he's got a tough matchup against the Heat, and he's on a back-to-back, a physical game last night. I don't mind taking a peek. Even they don't mind. The optimizer doesn't mind the 42.5. Maybe we still consider it here. Let's take a peek at this, even though it's not the line that you're saying. If you can get it at 43.5, I think I saw it earlier, like this morning at 44.5, so it's going down. Yeah, they've moved this into quite the interesting spot. So I swear, I could be wrong, but I think I saw this at 44.5. Look at that. The difference from green to red as moving that down to 40, where we had 42.5, right? Look at the difference. He starts smacking 42.5. But it's a tough matchup. It really is a tough matchup, and he's on a back-to-back. Let's look at some recent back-to-backs from him. Recent back-to-backs here. Back-to-back under right there. Back-to-back under right there. Doesn't look terrible. This does not look terrible whatsoever. Let's send this to a vote, but I want you guys to know that we may not be getting the best line here totally. It is the line. Looks like it's the line across sportsbook. So it's not like what I just got finished saying, like we don't want to take something that is blown, or blown out of proportion or like a higher line somewhere else. It's just like this line has moved down. So obviously books are a little afraid of people taking that, that juiced side of things. But let's throw this to a poll. Let's see what we got here. Because he's struggled in back-to-backs. That much is clear. Let's see what the poll says about that one. I like the spot, Dennis, but it could be, if the poll agrees with what I'm going to roll with, it could be a single bet. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something I'm totally, I guess, confident in throwing to a prize pick slip. But, majority rules, and that's what we had with the Fox pick here too, right? Like, this might not be a single play or a bet that I have personally in my spots, but that's the amazing, and I truly mean amazing thing about being able to come on here and talk to, a couple hundred people about this. Keep in mind, we already have De'Aaron Fox's more, and this would be the final play in terms of this slip. So we'd have a pretty big Kings spot here. This one's going back and forth. Make sure to get your votes in, guys, and like the damn stream. Like the stream, guys. It does a lot for us. Like, you guys know I'm all about transparency. It helps a hell of a lot to get it out to more people. We build the community. We're growing here. Putting in the work that's associated with that as well. I think a lot of people have growth and success, and it's like, oh, now it's time to chill and kind of reap in the benefits. We work harder as we grow. So definitely appreciate everyone that has supported us in the last, ever since we started, but in the last year or so in particular. All right, I don't think this one's going to get there, D. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to get there. All right. I'm not mad about that. We already have a king in the prize pick slip, so I guess it is what it is. You know what I mean? But all right, let's get to some more chat here. Let's see. John says Simone Fontecchio over 12.5 points. Did prize picks bump this, or am I making that up? It's at 12.5. This is a popular pick. A lot of people are loving it because of, look at his last, few games. And I liked this pick on the channel this morning as well. I actually ended up rolling with, let's see if we can put it up. I rolled with this one right here, over 2.5 3-pointers made, because we got some great value over on FanDuel. So we put this one out there. I didn't mind, by the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, hit me up right there. I didn't mind his over in points. So let's see what the optimizer thinks of that one. But it just seems like a public play right now. Yeah, the optimizer likes his under in points more. I don't hate it, but I think that's probably, and I keep kind of differentiating because that's part about, you know, being smart about sports betting. I think that it may be worth more of like a plus money play somewhere else over on a true sports book and not putting it into a prize pick slip. All right, Pickett. Shout out to Pickett, the leader in the clubhouse of Ride of the Days, guys. Shout out to Pickett. Go check out that channel. He has Caleb Martin under 15.5 points plus assists. Shout out to Pickett. Pickett in the building. Let's see. Points plus assists. You like the under. The optimizer, it looks like this is one of those where they're just barely kind of going back and forth. Let's see how he's trended as of late. We gotta give Pickett the leeway here to look into this a little bit more, right? So he's been cashing this like crazy. My only concern is, now let's do some injuries here. No Jimmy Butler and no Tyler Hero. If this, and then all of a sudden, okay, so it doesn't even look as bad as I might have thought, right? Interesting. No Josh Richardson. Let's just put everyone that's out. So he's only, I mean, the most recent game he cashed. None of these are even this year, but again, let's just do no Jimmy Butler. No Jimmy Butler doesn't seem to affect Caleb Martin. No Tyler Hero does, but not so much this year. Let's put this one to a vote, because I do think that his line is a little bit, you know, inflated because of the fact that these guys are out. So the books know that. The books for sure know that. Are they overstepping? Are the books kind of overreacting in a sense? Interesting. Caleb Martin under 15.5 points plus. Where did I see that? I already lost Pickett's comment here. $15.5. This could be a very sharp move by Pickett here. Now, we can't be biased towards Pickett because he just went on an absolute streak, right? We can't be biased because of the ride of the day. But I do think that this could be a line where, I mean, honestly, we could get killed by it because it's like, well, who are the Heat? Who's going to score for the Heat or, you know, hold the ball? He's definitely going to be a big-time predominant ball handler here and scorer. But, like, are the books jumping to a line that's a little bit too high? Right? Against Sacramento, too, who, you know, he's going to get the start at, Caleb Martin's going to get the start at technically power forward, but let's just say small forward because that's his true position, right? In which they locked that up pretty well, but again, no Jimmy Butler. That's an interesting one. And again, this would complete, if we lock this one in, this one would complete our 3-man slip here. 2 unders and an over. There it is, if we lock that one in. And it looks like we'll 70% of people agreeing with it right now. All right, we're going to lock this in. What we'll do is we'll do $10 on the power play in case we sweep it. And then we'll do, I guess, you know, $10 on the flex so that we can kind of recoup some losses if it goes 2 for 3. But, all right, let's take a, boy, that did not work. Let me try and get this to be a better screenshot so I can tweet it out. Please hold as we try and get this going. Actually, I can also share the link if you guys do just want to ride with it. I believe that will work. All right. get this back over there. Doing some maintenance here. Alrighty, there we go. Boom. All right, throwing this one in the chat as well if you guys do want to go check it out. I like that spot. All right, the only one I'm iffy about, and I'm the iffy one, right, is going to be that De'Aaron Fox. I agree, Travis. Like that's the reason, but at the same time, it's like obviously the sports books, prize picks, everything they know that he's going to get an uptick of usage. It's a matter of if they put his line, did they correctly assess that? Did they? I mean, they usually know more than Bad Boys for Life. They know more than us when it comes to those types of lines and whatnot. But again, 70% of you guys liked it. And if you're like, hey, what the hell? We got to get more people to vote, right? Got to get more people to vote if we don't like that. Got to get more people liking the stream. Only almost 300 people in here, 100 likes. Run up the likes, guys. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes pretty soon. I doubt it. Doubt it. But shout out to everyone that has subscribed during the stream as well. Seriously, guys, I cannot thank you guys enough. I know everyone says, like, I can't thank you enough and whatnot, but life-changing. Thank you guys enough. Thank you guys enough. Can't say it enough. Thank you guys so much. All right, what should we build next? What should we do next? Should we do prize picks? Do we do a DK, a FanDuel, parlay? What are we thinking? I think we'll just stick with prize picks because it's already the theme of the stream. Didn't mean to rhyme there. If you guys do like these picks or don't like these picks, like go ahead and build them on DraftKings or anything like that. You know what I mean? We're just using prize picks for the sake of the video. But let's get a poll going now to see what we should make. So our next... All right. And we already did a 3, so we'll do it. We'll just do it between 2, 5, and 6. All right. We'll do that. Again, guys, this is the one that we just locked in. I linked it in the chat, so make sure you guys go and check that out. Again, it's right in the chat if you guys do want to roll with it. Jeremy says, you're a guppy if you don't like this stream. I'm pinning that one for... Until we get the new pin, Jeremy, you're getting that one. Like the stream. I think we'll do some weekend streams too as well. Those will be fun. When I say weekend streams, I mean weekend streams. You know what I'm saying? A lot more live streams coming soon. I mean, I've said it on stream before, but one of my ideas, and I've talked about it for a while, is kind of, you know how like gamers will just play games all day and you just watch them play games and that's entertaining to a lot of people. What if I just like sports bet all day and had everything visible, everything you guys are seeing, and it's kind of like a, I don't know, maybe it's like a 9 to 1 p.m. stream where I'm just going through all of the behind the scenes of you guys seeing me go through plays, either, you know, nix them or like them, that type of thing. Give me a W in the chat if you like that idea, because I do think that that would be super, super fun to do, because I don't think anyone really does that to the extent that I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking I'm drinking my coffee with you guys, talking about the plays after, you know, obviously we wake up early to do our NBA videos, but that type of thing. All right, looks like, ooh, this is close. I'm going to run this poll until we get a few more votes, but it looks like we're looking at a 5-man. So, you know what? I'm in. Let's do a 5-man slip. Let's do a 5-man slip. Geez, a lot of W's, not all at once now. Yeah, I think that's gonna be. I think that'll be a good idea, if I do say so myself. All right, guys, let's get some new picks. I know a lot of people are throwing picks in, and I'm missing them. I know it, but this is a new one, so let's start over here. All right, starting off with Constantine Claxton under 25.5 PRA. So I already like Claxton's under in rebounds on my Twitter today. By the way, this is the first slip that we did, guys. My Twitter today, I have Nick Claxton under 11.5 rebounds, minus 125. That has since moved, so I do like the spot for him to not have the best matchup overall. So let's jump in, look at Nick Claxton, make sure that his line is what it is. So it's down to 25, so we do lose the value. I'm wondering if it's better to go with something that's like points plus rebounds. Because think about it. His rebound line is 10.5. There's got to be some value here, right? 10.5 points, 11.5 points, 10.5 rebounds. Points plus rebounds is 23.5. The math ain't math in there, guys. You know what I mean? Like something's missing from their calculation. So let's see if what the optimizer says about this one. But I really do like his points plus rebounds because it hasn't been bumped, right? So points, rebounds, yeah. Optimizer likes a 52% chance to hit. Claxton, try and get this one quick because this might be something that gets bumped. Because again, I mean, like math is math. 11.5 plus 10.5. What does that come to, guys? Math? Huh? Anyone got it? Class? 21.5. We're getting that combo stat at 23.5. Kind of a psycho if you don't like that one. But, all right, we want points plus rebounds. But again, just because the math doesn't math here doesn't mean that this is a spot. Yeah, he's been under this plenty. Let's throw this in the chat as quick as we can because I have a feeling this will get bumped. This may be one that we want to maybe take advantage of if we get one more pick and kind of lock it in. Because I do think that that's a line that'll get bumped pretty soon. And watch, it'll probably get bumped in like 5 seconds because we're talking about it. But all right, let's see. I have a feeling this one's gonna be a decent winner here. Let's start moving on to the next one. Just in, I'm assuming. Rye says Cade 7.5 assists. Saw a couple people talking about Cade, so shout out to everyone else that has been talking about that. His assist line is 7. Did you like his over or under? Let's see what the optimizer's saying about it. 6.5 on a lot of sports books, heavily juiced under 7.5, so the optimizer doesn't really love it. But we'll come back to that one. Let me know if you like the over or under. Yeah, that Claxton one will stay. 77% early lead right there. I wouldn't be surprised if that line gets moved, guys. Because we might not get that one in. Let's see. Z says Bam over 22.5. I'm assuming you mean points. And yeah, I mean, that's a guy that's probably is going to be able to capitalize without those guys in the lineup, right? So Bam, though I don't think it's the best of matchups, I don't mind this spot for him. So over 22.5 obviously looks a little damning based on his history, but let's see what we got here. No Jimmy, no Tyler Hero. It doesn't get all that much better. The Kings also good defensively. Head to head, he's kind of struggled. If the optimizer likes it, we'll put it to a poll. If the optimizer doesn't like it, we'll stick away from it. Bam Adebayo points. All right, we got to put it to a poll. I made that pact. 50. It likes it. I wouldn't say it loves it, but it likes it. All right, let's send this one to a poll. Guys, make sure, again, we are voting on these polls. Just helps move the stream along, more slips, everything like that. So go ahead and vote on the polls and like the damn stream. Tons of cool stuff coming too in the future. So here's my opinion on this Bam one as you guys are voting. I think Bam gets up for some big competition. And I think the Kings are going to be a big competition. I think that, he looks at Sabonis and he's like, hey, I want to go toe-to-toe with you and that type of thing. If we look as of late, I don't know if you guys, you still have the screen up. Centers, points here, we have the Kings. Where are they at? They've been, nothing that would turn me off, right? It's not like they're up in the top tier of preventing. So let's see what we got. Again, we got to have 55% or more. All right, let's get to RJ Barrett soon too. I see that, Jalen. I've seen that comment a couple times, but you've done it the right way, not like spamming it. Just obviously when I've passed it and whatnot. We'll get to that one shortly. And also that was, I already could say that, I'm biased towards that. Look at, I already locked in RJ Barrett over 9.5 rebounds plus assists. Is it still on Prize Picks? It is. All right, we can get to that one. It looks like this Bam one's not going to necessarily make it. 52% right now. I don't mind that as a straight-up pick. And I know I say that a lot, but that is kind of how I view it. Like, with a parlay, especially something like Prize Picks where one pick can make it go kaput, it's like I want these to be consensus locks. So let's look at RJ Barrett over 9.5 rebounds plus assists here. Rebounds plus assists, the optimizer, 51.2% chance to hit. Again, I already locked this one in. So if you guys don't like it, hey, no skin off my back. But his recent games here, he missed last game if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, is he still listed on the injury report here? No, it looks like he's confirmed in. Did he miss last game? Am I going crazy? But nonetheless, he's been cashing this. Last time he played them, he cashed this. Let's put this one to a vote. Also, they allow plenty of rebounds, which I don't mind his rebounds line alone. I don't think we have that on Prize Picks at 5.5. It's 6 on Prize Picks. Well, let's get the votes for that one. I like the pick. Okay, yeah, he missed it. RJ Barrett has cashed for us so much lately, too, which is great. Like, I hope he does it again tonight, because if we throw up let's see, we'll get to our final picks here for you guys. I'll put them up on the screen. These are what we're rolling with today. So I know I tweeted out over 9.5 rebounds plus assists, but final picks here. These are what we're rolling with. No spread or total picks tonight for me. Just didn't love the board. Plenty more games tomorrow, that type of thing. But, all right, that one looks like it's going to be a locked-in play here. 50 votes in, 94% saying yes. Almost tells me it's too public, you know what I mean? But, hey, I'm on it already, and I was on it early this morning. So, all right. Let's see. Alan, I would take your word for it. We're doing NBA today, but if you say that Miro Heiskanen is a lock, guys, go ride that. And you could tweet at me after when it cashes, Alan. All right, let's see what else we got here. I know I've been missing a lot, guys, trying to keep up with the chat, but it's it's been a lot here. Hero is out, yes. All right, let's see what we got. Sammy says Bogdanovich over 2.5 3-pointers. First game back in Detroit after being traded. If they blow out, they will play plenty of minutes. Okay. Do we have that? Because I like that. Is his line 1.5? So it's a goblin. I don't mind putting it in there. I don't mind putting it in there because, we're going to have 5 picks regardless. Is he? Let's see what it is. 3-pointers they're not in the optimizer right now. Let's look at him as of late, because he's been pretty, like, if we're gonna knock it at all, he's been kind of inconsistent to I guess this line, right? Especially after becoming a Nick, which is here on. And it's because the minutes haven't been there. Like, he's playing 20 minutes or so. But yeah, you're totally right. It is a spot in which it's a return to, not return, because I guess you could say it's not a return to them because they're at home here and he's playing his old team. But it's like playing against them, I guess, right? Yeah. MNY, that's kind of what I'm saying, but it's still like playing Detroit. So it's not a return. All right, we'll throw it to a vote here. We'll throw it to a vote here. It's not a return. We got to make it clear. Like, this isn't a like oh, he's come. Like, I would be all for it if we're talking Detroit, right? He's playing in New York, but it's still first game against old team. You know what I mean? Like, there's still definitely a vibe there. Yeah, Alan, that is the ride of the day. We can get to that one too afterwards if we want, but ride of the day, shout out to Matthew here, is Halliburton over 11.5 assists. If you guys don't know what the ride of the day is, we ride with one person in the comments each day of our main video. And if you're totally new, we go live on Mondays, but we have an NBA video and an NBA player prop video come out, NBA player prop parlay video come out pretty much every day here on the channel. But Halliburton's his assist line's at 12 on PrizePicks, yeah. Wow, all right. So this Bogdanovich one, people don't mind it, huh? People don't mind this over 1.5. Yes, it is a green, so it's going to make our payouts a little bit worse. But, I mean, if a win's a win, right? All right, guys. I mean, that's in. That's in. Nearly 80% of you guys saying yes. Damn. All right, Fang says Precious and Duran over rebounds. What is Duran's? Jalen Duran, his rebound line is where? 11, isn't it? What do we have on Jalen Duran rebounds here? It's 10.5 on Sportsbook, so we don't love that lack of value. What's Achua? Is he on PrizePicks here? His rebound line 9.5. I think that those might be just single separate plays if you want to roll with those. Let's see. Carlito says Gary Trent here over 12 points. It looks like it's super juiced at 11.5, right? But you're getting a bad line over on PrizePicks. So if you like that, maybe put it on a DraftKings or FanDuel, something like that, where you can get this 11.5 number. Because if he lands at 12, you're screwed on PrizePicks. I mean, you get the push potential, right? But you don't get that best value. Something like his points plus rebounds on PrizePicks looks like it actually has value because you get a softer line, 14 versus the 14.5 on Sportsbooks. I'll throw the code. The code just Guy Boston. If you guys do want to sign up for PrizePicks, you put in $100, they'll give you $100 free. Kind of an absolute no-brainer. If it's legal in your state, I highly suggest PrizePicks because there's tons of value in these DFS apps. I know I talk about a few of them. I like them all the same because the more books you're on, the better, and the more you can capitalize on. Like, I know that some people, just because it's easy, you want to be like, oh, well, I like this one book. It's technically not the way to do it. If you like that, I'm not going to convince you otherwise, right? But it's not the money-making method in a sense. All right, let's keep going here. Good says quickly under 5.5 assists. Quickly under 5.5 assists. Optimizer's liking the over here. He's been kind of like, I mean, he hasn't been getting many assists, right? I know that we've cashed out a few times with either our picks or the ride of the day. He's been under that, going up against Indiana, who do seem to prevent assists fairly well of the season. And over the last seven, they're kind of just middle of the pack. Am I seeing that correctly? Where are they at? Oh no, okay, they're top 6 or so. If we filter this low to high or sort this low to high, Indiana 1, 2, 3, yeah, top 7. Do we have 5.5 here? 5.5. Optimizer, again, they kind of like the over pretty strongly. I think we trust the optimizer here. We've said no to a few pick recommendations because the optimizer said so. I can't pick favorites here. Let's see. Johnny Tsunami says Jaime Jaquez over 20 points. What's his actual line, though? Points is 15.5. Optimizer doesn't hate it, though. How's he done with these injuries? So, let's see. Let's get to Jaime Jaquez. Getting the start at, technically speaking, the small forward. Sacramento's been good against small forwards, looks like, this year. What about as of late here with the points? Middle of the pack, nothing terrible or nothing crazy. All right, so without Jimmy Butler, without Tyler Hero, Jaquez has been over this line in 4 games without those 2 guys individually here. So no Tyler Hero. He's hit it in 6 of 10. No Jimmy Butler. Not as, like, you know, sexy, I guess, right? But let's throw this one in. I don't mind. I think he's going to get, like, he's the unthought of guy that's going to get some, not unthought of, but you know what I mean? Like, get some extra usage for sure. And, like I keep telling you guys, this app is absolutely crazy. I use it all the time if you guys do want to check it out. It's called Outlier. 7 days free with that link in the pinned comment. You see how easily we're able to look at him this season, last 10 without Jimmy, without Tyler Hero. If we wanted to say, okay, well, his normal minutes, right? So 2023, his normal minutes per game here, 29.4. Well, when Tyler Hero doesn't play, he plays 32. Okay, so now we know that. What about in games where he plays 32 minutes? 52% cash this year, that type of thing. Like, really, really cool tool, guys. But, all right, Jaime Jaquez, we're looking at his potentially 15.5 points. The poll is bouncing back and forth between send it and don't send it right now. This would be a good one to jump in, guys, if you do want to jump into the poll. Again, Jaime Jaquez, 15.5 points. It's going 56, 53, 56, 53. If it's 55 or more, we send it and we put it into the slip. Right now, we do have 3 picks. Claxton, Barrett, Bogdanovich, looking for our 4th here. Kush, I wouldn't necessarily say betting, I would say content. All right. I feel like we gotta. I'm missing tons. This one's gonna be tough, right? Let's send it to the clock. 30 seconds on the clock here. Start it. Right when this hits 0, we're pressing end poll. And right now we're sitting at 60 votes, so we can definitely up that vote number at 56% yes. So if it sits there, we're sending it. We can include it into the slip, and it's our 4th pick. This Claxton one, I'm surprised it hasn't gotten, you know, put in yet, or bumped yet. Where are we at here? 7 seconds. Jaime Jaquez, if you feel strongly about it, 3 seconds to get your vote in. End poll. Let's see what we got. That one came down to the wire. 53% yes. It does not reach 55, so we do not roll with Jaime Jaquez. But pretty damn close. Obviously, a lot of people liked it. All right, Alan says Bridges PRA over. What is his PRA? 29.5. Am I playing my own stream? No wonder things are moving a little bit slow. Hopefully that hasn't been like echoing the whole time. All right, PRA. Optimizer feels pretty strongly about the under based on Sportsbook's odds there. I don't even trust the Nets as of late either. You know what I mean? 29.5 seems like it should be a doable number for him. He's hit it like a few times this year. Nothing really jumping off the page to me, man. You know what I mean? But, hey, been wrong before, right? True says, can anybody find Draymond for over 0.5 tackles? Let's see. Shogun, we did already look at Bam Adebayo here. We looked at his points line. I guess we can take a peek at his assist plus rebound. We'll just end it if the optimizer doesn't like it. So actually, it's 15 on prize picks, and we're doing a prize pick slip right now, so unfortunately. Joey, Fox over 28.5 points plus rebounds. We did lock in Fox in our actually first slip over 24.5 points, so kind of correlated there. I don't really mind it. Let's see. Chris says, Outlier is the best. I won 12 units on NHL using it over the All-Star break. Yeah, I mean, I've won money using Outlier and on sports like NHL, that type of thing, where I don't even know the sport as well as I do the NBA. Like, if you like data, Outlier is totally the move. Like, you could just look at so much stuff so easily, the filters, and what's cool, and I mean, I think I'm allowed to say this, like, I've had conversations with the founders and whatnot, and it's like, they're willing to listen to feedback and update the entire sort of, I guess, site in a sense. Like, this used to, you know, when it says 46%, it used to not say 26 out of 56. I literally said, it'd be nice to know the exact amounts of, like, how many it is out of whatever. Boom. You know, like a month later, they get it, the dev team on it. Shout out to the guys at Outlier, guys. Again, I'll link Outlier. I think I just recently linked it, but I'll do it again just in case. I lose track of, like, the links I'm throwing in the chat because I'm just one-man show over here, guys. But go check out Outlier. 7 days free. And I'm not just pushing it. All the tools you literally see me using. You know what I mean? Like I'm not pushing something just for the kickback. No. Like, these are tools I use. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's Shogun says, smash the like button. Don't be a guppy. And I couldn't agree more. All right. Let's see. NJ says, in between breaks right now, work. Just wanted to say thank you for all the work you do for the community. Thank you, guys. I don't think that I'm in the spot to be thanked because I truly feel so thankful for you guys, but I do appreciate that you checking in. Let's see. Alan says, thought it was 28.5. My bad. You're good. You are good. All right. Let's move up. So Constantine says, Olynyk over 16.5 PRA. Kelly Olynyk PRA, huh? 21 in his last game. Is he starting? Gonna be the backup center, I guess, right? Maybe we'll look up centers and power forwards. Centers, you know, as of late, it doesn't look, or not as of late. On the season, it looks like centers are a bad matchup for the Pacers. But if you look at it as of late, right, like this is a Pacers team that really hasn't been all that crazy down low. But all right, what does the optimizer say? That's the good thing about this, guys. When you have like a Olynyk spot where it's like, all right, kind of hybrid between two positions, whatever it is, right? You can come in here and it's just like, makes it simple. Like right here, the under 16.5, the sharpest book in the world, Pinnacle, has that minus 133. It's probably something we stay away from an over. All right. Skipping ahead a little bit, guys. We have Shogun saying TJ McConnell under 5.5 assists. I do think that McConnell could have a decent run here on a back-to-back. It's actually 5 on Sportsbook, so, on PrizePicks, so we lose the value there. That would be a great play. Look at those odds, right, on PrizePicks, but it's been bumped. JK, that is stuff that I've brought up. If you guys do have, like, ideas for Outlier and stuff, send them my way. I'll pass them on to the Outlier guys, because they're always looking to make the best tool. And that's why I've worked with them for so long, you know what I mean? Like, we were way smaller when they took the chance to sponsor the channel and work with our brand. And I just love the fact that we've grown together. All right. Rye says Brunson points over. Interesting. What do we got here? What is his line? What is Brunson's line at? If it's 30 plus, yeah, that's just asking too much, I think. Too much. I mean, you know what? Who am I to say, right? This is a community show. Brunson's points optimizer likes the under. It's so that makes me feel a little bit better. He's gonna go off. He's the only one that, you know, can carry that team. But in a game in which it literally could be a blowout too, like it just doesn't seem like a lock-in type of spot. Paige says, my 7-year-old wants you to say my name. Paige. She's dogging me, telling me I don't know basketball. She's half right, but I'm learning. Hey, all we can ask is you learn, but appreciate you tuning in, and shout out to your 7-year-old. Let's see. Whooping says Siakam has there's a sale over on Underdog. Unfortunately, we're doing prize picks as of right now. I just realized I hadn't even been showing the screen. Let's see. Biggs, we did actually lock this in already. So this is the first slip we put together. Dorian Finney-Smith was actually play number 1 on there. So yeah, definitely a good spot there. Brunson assists coming in from James. That's an interesting one. Brunson assists. All right. What do we got here? I have too many screens going on right now. I'm lost. All right, here we go. Brunson assists. Under is what the optimizer is. That we wanted to look at. Under is what the optimizer is looking at. Let's see. Almi, we're doing a prize pick slip right now. Maybe if we have enough time, probably only be live for another 20 minutes or so, and we still need 2 more bets to throw into this. So shout out to Rain. Love to hear that. All right, Alan says Scotty Barnes over 14.5 rebounds plus assists. Did we look at Barnes earlier in the stream, or was that for points? Let's see. Where's rebounds plus assists? Oh yeah, that's why it got bumped to 15 over on whatchamacallit. Let's see. Cade over 3.5 rebounds. That's coming in from John. It's 4 on prize picks. Guys, we're getting bumped out the wazoo here. I'm surprised this Claxton one has not been bumped yet, because again, like if we look at this, unless I go to place it and like but look at 11.5 plus 10.5 is 21.5. 23.5 is what we're looking at. Huh? How does that even make sense? Cade over in points coming in from Rye. All right, Cade, where's he at? 20.5. I'm iffy touching stuff like that because of the blowout potential. Let's see what else we got. Guys, make sure you guys are dropping your plays in the comments. We only have a few minutes left, but we'll try and get 2 more picks to round out a 5-man. If you missed our first one, this was our 3-man. We just split, we put 20 bucks on it, but 10 on the flex, 10 on the power. Smooth says Halliburton over 11.5 assists. I do like it. Unfortunately, Prize Picks has already bumped it to 12. Let's see. Jimmy saying Dante DiVincenzo over 3.5 boards. Well, we'd have to do the lower one, which I don't necessarily hate, because it doesn't. It looks like they don't have his regular rebounds line, or do they? No, it looks like we'd have to roll with 2.5, or we go crazy 5.5. But I don't know if I love that. Let's see what we got, because we could throw another goblin in here. Are these green demons, whatever they're called over there? All right, so we'd be looking at 2.5, right? Which he's definitely been cashing as of late, and I do think he has a strong chance of cashing against Detroit. I mean, like, who's really boxing him out here? Let's throw this to a poll. Let's see what you guys think of that. 2.5 for Dante DiVincenzo. It is a green goblin play. Is that what those are? I always forget what those are called. I don't even know if they're called green goblins. Guys, make sure you're liking the video. I said a while back, let's see if we can get to 200 likes. We are a ways away from that. I don't envision us getting there. I don't trust you guys. See what I did there? A little marketing ploy. Let's see. Chris says Alec Burks. Do we go? So we already are rolling with Bogdanovich. Do we look at Alec Burks and say, okay, well, he's also going to go at them? His points plus rebounds here? Like, he hasn't been all that stellar, right? Since coming from Detroit to New York, his minutes are all over the place. All right, this might be our fourth pick, and then we're only looking for one more if we do roll with DiVincenzo's over 2.5 rebounds. Let a few more picks fly in here. Justin, we voted on it. I hear you on the Bogdanovich rebounds, but we did a whole community vote on it, so kind of gets locked in after that, unfortunately. But I hear you. This is a tight one, guys. Do we go to the timer? Do we go to the old faithful timer? 45 seconds on the clock. Do we do it? 45 seconds. Again, this is what we're looking at here. So if we go back to Dante DiVincenzo, looking at his 2.5 rebounds. Where are we at? Rebounds, 2.5. He's been cashing this plenty. It'd be a goblin play over here. And we have 20 seconds left on the timer. It's got to be 55 or more % in the poll for this one to get pushed through. Does the yes crowd have enough oomph to get it there? Let's see. All right. Wow, the yes crowd comes in late. Looks like DiVincenzo's getting the start there. So we need one more pick, guys, for this 5-man slip. Let's make this small. That's way too small. You guys can see it. So far, Nick Claxton, less than 23.5 points plus rebounds. RJ Barrett, more than 9.5 rebounds plus assists. Bogdanovich, more than 1.5 3-pointers made. And then Dante DiVincenzo, more than 2.5 boards. No problem, Justin. All right. So, Frank, we looked at Fontecchio already, and I ended up taking his over in threes as a single play for some serious plus money. That's kind of where we came out there. Quickly, over under 3.5 rebounds. Well, what do you want? What should we look at? Anthony says Halliburton Goblin. Okay, this could be something that we're talked into. Do we just put together a Goblin slip? So Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, maybe this makes our life easy because I do like Halliburton tonight for sure. He's the ride of the day as well over on Twitter, guys. But let's see. Assists. And we'd have to change it to 9.5. And look at that as of late. He's absolutely crushed this. Last time he played them, he had 12, which was just before the break. All right, we can send this to a poll. It's a goblin, green goblin. But I mean, it's the 3 goblins. It's not really what I like. I don't think that I would prefer that. We can do it, but even if we get 5 out of 5, it's like 4 times for a 5 for 5. 4 correct, we don't even get our money back. Just worth noting. But if it is what it is, maybe we do that. And if we have enough time, we can throw in another one. But yeah, Cade, like J. Cade, I kind of agree. It's like it's definitely a good spot. If you guys like that, hell yeah. But the value isn't necessarily the best. But how can we not put that to a poll? Yeah, it super goes down, Matt. That's kind of my concern with this. But maybe we're trying to build a 5-man and we throw in another one. Like, for example, I see Drew saying Asar Thompson, 14.5, would you say, points plus rebounds? We can look into that. That's 15 on Prize Picks. But if we threw one more in there, yeah, it's still that you know what? That Halliburton one, I will, and I don't think we're gonna throw that in there. That just kills. That truly does kill the payout. No, we can't have any more goblins. We already have 2 in here. So let's keep going here. Unfortunately, it's just too many. You know what I mean? Let's see. Alan says Kennard under 1.5 steals. That's an interesting one. Is that available on Prize Picks? No, you can only go more because of it being a goblin or demon, whatever we want to call it. I don't red and green. That's what I'm gonna call them. Mikal Bridges here is coming in from Slick. Assists. Okay. Let's see. Mikal Bridges. I know we kind of said no to his points, rebounds, and assists, but what about just his assists, right? 8 assists last game. That's crazy. Memphis is a good defensive team. He's cashed in 54% of games on the year. Does the optimizer like it? I kind of want to put it to a poll, so we'll probably end up doing that. But let's see. Assists. Optimizer likes the under, so let's put this to a poll, but keep that in mind, guys, that optimizer is saying this doesn't look like it's a good spot. But I do like the fact that he's cashed it. And actually, let's look at his potential assists. We want this to be right around 5.5, maybe minimum, right? All right, 6.4 potential assists. That could have some juice. Let's see what you guys think with the poll. That could have a little bit of juice behind it, all right? Jay says don't touch anything in that game. Brooklyn and Nets game. Come on, they're playing each other? I know what you mean, though. I agree. Let's look at this one while the poll goes. Jakob Poeltl. What is it? Jakob Poeltl PRA. I do think that he'll have a decent game. Though the optimizer loves the under there, huh? I would probably just look at his over points plus rebounds, though. Points plus assists, like, I'll show you why. I don't think he's going to have the assist opportunities, I guess, if that makes sense. All right, this Bridges one looks like it's going to get the go. Okay. Shout out to you guys. So we do have our 1, 2, 3. We have our 5th here. Where's it at? Actually, we'll run this poll a little bit longer. Only 30 people vote. Make sure you guys do vote on the polls and you like the video as well. But we'll let that run a little bit more as we look into this Jakob Poeltl play. So his points, where am I at? So points, rebounds, and assists here. Last time they played, he had 33, right? Only 3 assists. His points plus rebounds is something that I look at a little bit more, like the line. See, this is where the line is, right? And that's how much he beat it by. You go to points plus rebounds, he almost doubled this one up and got so many rebounds on them. This is probably one that I like more, but the problem is it is an inflated line because a lot of people think he's going to cash it here. But I mean, if we look at points, rebounds, and assists, centers here, he should get a decent amount of assists, so maybe it is a spot where we look there. Jay Fizzle says, "Sup, hooligan." All right. So we'll lock in that Bridges one. That one's in. So we have a 5-man. We could easily just say, all right, let's screw it and put in another one. But yeah, we do. We have Claxton under points plus rebounds. Let's move. I don't know. I mean, let's throw the Poeltl. Let's throw Poeltl to the Wolves here. This is a tough one. Let's throw this. What do you guys think of that? Make sure you're liking up the stream, guys, for sure. Hit that like button. Looks like a popular pick. This would be our 6th pick, guys. And that would do it for the 6-man here. We were gonna build a 5-man. Wow. And now it's flipped on its head to no. Let's see. We got Kevin here with the $4.99 donated here through Super Chat. Haven't paid much attention to NBA this season. How is my favorite player, Jordan Poole, doing? What's a parlay with him and Clay? So Jordan Poole, I don't think is having a season that, people would have, fans like yourself would like. So that's tough. And neither is Clay. Like, talk about 2 guys that are just kind of on the down right now. So tough to be looking for a parlay between those 2. But nonetheless, appreciate the $4.99 for sure. Shout out there. We got the note there. Yeah, Jordan Poole kind of on a downturn here. Klay Thompson, you could say the exact same thing about. All right, looks like this Jakob Poeltl is not going to make its way in. But still, let's try and get one more. Let's try and get one more play here. He's got to be trolling. He's got to be trolling. All right, what else we got? Orlando says Nemhard over 0.5 threes. We only have the demon on prize picks, and I definitely don't think I want to look at 1.5. You know what I mean? Well, Clay, to be fair, has had a down year, okay? He had a good game last game. Like, I get it, but yeah, that's what it is. Golden Child says, what's good, Ev? What's up? Wish we could take that, Fizzle. Let's see. Jerome says Obi Toppin. These are the only stats we have here for Obi Toppin. 8.5 and 12.5. This might just be what it is, guys. We said we wanted to build a 5-man. I think this is what we're ultimately going to put in. The Goblins kind of kill it, to be completely honest. Even if we go 5 for 5, it's only a 6 time, but at least we get our money back here 1 time. If 4 of them hit and 1 doesn't, we kind of get paid back. So I guess just due to the time and the fact that we have that in, I'm just gonna put 10. It's not really even. We'll go $10. Usually I'm throwing. I think what we've done in stream pass like 20 or 25, right? Actually, we'll give this one. Yeah, we'll still do 10. But all right, let's place it. I'll send it here and share it to you guys if you do want to ride with it. And there we go. And let me throw in all the tools we use in case you guys do. Again, if you use these links, definitely supports what we're doing here on the channel. But check out all of those links, guys. We have... Oh, man, what am I doing here? We have Outlier, which is the, red and green tool that we've been looking at. We have the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, which is a great one-stop shop for that type of thing. And then Prize Picks, guys. If you do want to ride with these picks, you don't have a Prize Picks account, head over there. Use code GuyBoston. But I think that's going to wrap for, I guess, what we're doing today. We'll be back here next Monday. Obviously, be back doing our NBA video on the channel tomorrow. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Seriously, appreciate the hell out of it. Appreciate the donations, the new subscribers, everybody, guys. We have plenty of content coming on the way. I mentioned a little sneak peek of what we wanted to, kind of bring to the channel in terms of live stream. If you want to go rewind and find that. I love the fact that we're seeing hooligans in the chat now too. We got guppies and then we have like hooligan. We got some weird words in this community, but I love it, guys. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.